This is an informational video about freight forwarding. Freight forwarding is the process of moving materials or goods from one location to another for a client. There are many different modes of transport when moving and dealing with freight: ocean, air, rail, or truck, each with its own pros and cons, from dealing with different costs to different transit times. Um, Freight forwarding is a particular field that encompasses logistics and many other different things. Um, for me, I'm in ocean export. There are many other different departments, such as ocean imports, also air exports and air imports. Break bulk, material analysts. There are many different positions and different departments that deal with logistics and more specifically freight forwarders. An average day at my job, many emails. Emails is one of the that's the most used communication that we have at the office. I mean, internally and externally. When I say internally, I mean us employees specifically. Externally means to our customers. There are many different countries that require different requirements, such as Brazil. They always require original documentation, so does India. There are other countries that don't require that many requirements at all. There are actually some places such as Cuba and some other countries in Asia that we cannot ship to. There's a ban or embargo against that, and if we do ship there, we'll be placed with heavy fines and penalties, and we could possibly lose our transportation license. There's many different things that goes, like I said, into freight forwarding. Documentation wise, you will look at and see consignment notes, which is the placement of goods, the gross weight, net weight, dimensions, different commodities that are inside the container. That's what is listed on our consignment note. There are commercial import, export, and tax invoices. Those invoices tell you the amount and also what's the commodity code designated to each material that's inside the container too. There's also a packing list, which gives you gross and net weight total of each product. There's also hazardous declaration forms. Those IMO forms or hazardous forms detail what class, what's the UN number, is it a UN 1993 or a UN 3082 or UN 3077? There's many other different ones that go into. Is it hazardous only on the road? Is it combustible to port only? We need to label, what class it is, 8931. We need to label that on the hazardous forms and send that over to the carrier. The carrier is the actual shipping line company that ships the containers from port to port. We deal with different rates on a yearly basis. We get yearly rates, and they update quarterly throughout the year in regards to how much they should be charging us, and then we turn around and then we impose our rates on top of those rates. That's where we make our own money at. So, in a nutshell, freight forwarding deals with talking to your customers, talking to truckers, just different clients who need help moving, different products from one location to another, you have to have good communication skills. You have to have good teamwork and partner skills. We actually work on teams of 2, sometimes 3, since our lanes and countries that we deal with require so much attention. My partner, she deals with the booking part, so she helps book. First, she decides, okay, what container do you guys need? Okay, which carrier are we gonna go with? Okay, do we make sure we have rates? If we don't have rates, we got to get those rates before we even ship the container. Then finally, once all that's done, make sure, hey, is it bonded? If it's bonded, then that means we have to do a bond on it. Transportation Export Bond, T&E short. After that, then we just wait for the container to be picked up. Once it's picked up and it's in the possession of the carrier, then that's when I do my part. I do everything else from that point until it gets to the port. I do the shipping instructions, which help define what's inside the container and list everything that the customer client is shipping. Then I send it over to the carrier. Then they send me back the master bill of lading. And then we have our own documents at our place called the house bill of lading. So as you can see, all these different documents come into one once the container is shipped. All those documents are combined into one file, or also combined into one packet if I'm sending off to a client of some sort. So not only do you have to watch your communication skills, you also got to watch your skills on the internet. You can't be surfing the net all the time. You have to be working continuously. This job is very fast-paced, and it's not meant for some people because sometimes it gets too out of pace and there's a lot of stress sometimes that goes with it, but there's also rewards that come at the end of the day. We actually got bought by a company called DSV a couple months ago. Our old company used to be called Union Transport Incorporation. Now we are called DSV. That's our new name, and actually I just changed my email signature the other day that displayed the DSV logo instead of our old UTI logo. So in this industry, there sometimes is, buyouts, sometimes, like a smaller company. Now, our company before, UTI, was nowhere, and that was not a small company. I believe we were ranked number 5 or 6 in the biggest freight forwarders in the world. Now, I believe we're ranked number 4, I think DHL is number 1, and Kunaga, I believe, is number 2. I believe DHL is number 1, but I believe we're number 3 or 4 now when we're combined with DSV. So this field offers a lot of different departments. It also offers a lot of different advancements too. You can work your way up, like how I did when I first started. I was actually file clerk. Now I worked my way up 4 years. That was 4 years ago. Now I'm a operations agent. So as you can see, there's no limitations of what you can do. Start off small, just knowing, hey, a few things, and if you have a correct skill set, they will utilize you and they will hire you. So that's what they did. So to sum it up, sorry, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I believe I got everything. So this job entails a lot of different documentation, a lot of typing, sometimes a lot of stress, but it can come with its rewards. For those who can muster all of that, then the possibilities are endless. Thank you. Bye.